Bonine 52, how are you folks? Hope you are well. It is getting a little bit colder here in Michigan, and today I'm going to take out Duke, my 2000 Road King Classic. But no more riding it naked without a windshield. It is time to get a windshield on for the rest of the year. And I am going to today put on a Klock Werks Billboard Flare windshield that I've just been riding without all year. So we're going to put this on the bike, take it out, and give you a review. Let you know what we think. So if you follow my channel, you know that I love riding my Road King Classic. This is Duke, by the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Duke is a 2000 Road King Classic, and as you know, or most of you know, I love riding this motorcycle without a windshield. Mostly in the summer months where the temperature is somewhat mild. And but as in Michigan, it gets this time of the year, it starts to get a little bit colder. Thus, it's time to put the windshield on. So today, I'm going to talk to you about the Klock Werks windshield that's specifically made for the Road King. And you know what? Let's do a walk around. Let me give you a couple details, and then we're going to test it out. Alrighty, folks. So this is the Klock Werks Billboard Flare windshield. Comes 16.5 and 19.5, and it is sitting on my 2000 Road King Classic. Comes in three tints, if you will: clear, a tinted color, which is what I have on, and then a dark smoke. And it's made of hard coated polycarbonated. And I will tell you that the brackets that you see on here, mine happen to be black, do not come with the windshield, but the ones that you have on your stock windshield will fit them. I do not have my stock on because they were kind of in rough shape, and I really wanted to change the color up and make them black. So like every one of the Flare windshields, you know, they have the flare at the top that actually takes the air up and over the motorcycle, so they have what you call clean air, but this really does take it up, and for me, over the top of my helmet, which is fantastic. And then they have these hips down here that really reroutes the air for downward force of the bike. And this is similar on every one of the Klock Werks windshields. Not only do they look good, but they are really good on the road. Let's go give it a real life test. Most of the time when I am riding Duke here, it is around town. It's short trips. It's usually on back roads, kind of like I'm doing today. I mean, this is a 2-lane road, and I'm doing, 55, 60 miles an hour. And I will tell you that this thing really does a good job of blocking the wind. And specifically, I will tell you on my chest. Now, again, this is a 19.5. And I look just, you can't probably tell this with the GoPro, but I look just above it. But on this one, I can look straight through it without some distortion. So, again, if you follow my channel, you'll know that I am a firm believer in this company and their product. And I have one on my Road Glide, and I've also had one on my Ultra Limited. And as the windshield gets a little smaller, sometimes there's a little distortion in there, and that's because of the things that we just talked about, right? With the hips and how it just kind of comes up over you. So when the windshield is a little shorter, it's a little more distorted. The reality is you're looking over the windshield, or should be anyway. Without getting off on a tangent, it's interesting how sometimes I'll see people say, hey, that thing just doesn't fit me, or I don't like it because of this, whether it's this windshield or anything else, right? Any other product. And most of the time, to me, it seems like application, because I've been through, I put 3 or 4 windshields on a test on my Ultra Limit, and I'll link that. Actually, I'll put it at the end of this video, and show different types that you could actually get in different heights, different colors that they have, or shades, I should say, on these. And you can look at one and go, oh man, this is not right. This is no good. This can't be, But it's amazing when you get the right one and you fit right. It's amazing how you're like, oh, I found it, right? And that's one of the things I do think is pretty cool about Klockwerks. If you go on to their site, and I'm going to be linking a bunch of their stuff here in the description, you can see a lot of videos with Brian and Mikkel. Brian is the owner and Mikkel is the national sales manager, where they kind of show you how to measure how you're sitting, and I mean all of that stuff matters. But for me, I am 6'3", and this windshield right now, I'll tell you, is perfect. It's about 50 degrees out, roughly, so it's a little chilly, but not super bad. And it really does do a good job of blocking. I don't feel anything really on my chest, which is nice. When I first look at this windshield, I always go, man, this thing is huge, but it's really not when you get on it, and it's doing a great job protecting me. Now this is the bigger one. I also put the pouch on here, and I did that because I'm not sure I like it or not. I go on and off with that darn thing when I have a windshield on, but I wanted to show it to you like this because this is more traditional of an older Road King. I can feel some wind on my arms down here, but of course that's because the bars are outside of the windshield, right? But I don't feel any of it like on my shoulders. I can touch my right shoulder, and I really don't get any wind. So it's really seems to be doing a pretty good job. And again, this is a tinted one. And I like it. I know there's a clear and a dark smoke, but this one fits. I think it looks super sharp, and it's doing the job, especially as I'm running around town here. But you know what? Everybody doesn't just run around town or on these back roads like I do. You may be touring on your Road King, so let's really test it out. Let's get out on the interstate. All right, folks, let's put this thing through its paces. I am right now doing 70. Feel a little more wind at up by my neck, but that makes sense since I'm sitting over the windshield. Man, this seems really good so far. All right, let's run up on this truck and see what happens here. Doing just under 80 now, so you can get a good look. Oh, this is good, guys. You know what? This doesn't surprise me, but this is really good. I found this with the other Klockwerks windshields too, because of the design. Again, whether it's the downward force of the hips or the flare that blows it up over you, running up through those trucks. So I'm doing 80 right now, just under 80. It honestly is no different than when I was doing 50 back there. And again, you may have seen this windshield on my bike. I've only had it on one or two times because I wanted to do a windshield or a video on windshield versus no windshield, but really wanted to give this thing a good test because I've been asked for my feedback on how it's doing, and I really didn't have it on the bike that much. I'm pretty impressed. I really am impressed with how it's doing. So again, I would tell you that again, windshields are sometimes like seats, right? It's a personal preference, but this thing is doing a really nice job. I can see through this thing fine, even though I'm sitting over it. So if I happen to go over a hill or something, I don't have any worry about not being able to see. The wind is perfect. I mean, it's really not bothering me at all. and it's really protecting me. And I did a video a couple weeks ago about things that you need when you're touring or taking a long trip, and windshield was one of them. But I could see how this would let you ride longer, because the wind's just not beating me up and are moving me around. And again, at 80 miles an hour it should be, right? So if you ride 90 or 100, I probably am not going to be able to give you that comparison, but I'll tell you what, it really doesn't feel that much different than when I'm running at 50. That is for sure. And I think it's just the same design that they put in all of their windshields does it for you. So I'd like to thank Klockwerks for working with the channel on these. And I do want to clarify something. Those that follow my channel know that if I think there's a problem with something, then I'm going to tell you. Regardless if somebody's supporting me or working with me on a channel, they don't pay me to use this. They don't tell me what to say. And when I did a windshield review on my Ultra with the 3 windshields, I told you about some of them I didn't like. And it's interesting. I was talking to Mikkel about that, and he's like, "How do you like them?" And I'm like, I really didn't like this one, and here's why. Or I love this one, here's why. And what was cool was he just kind of said, yeah, let's talk about what type of riding you're doing. Let's talk about sizing this right. And every windshield isn't for every person. So I would just strongly encourage you to make sure that you get the fit and size right, because I'm pretty confident if you get a Klockwerks windshield that you are really going to like it. And these guys are good people. If you have a question, reach out to them. They'll answer the phone. They'll talk you through it. So again, folks, I would tell you, if you are in the market, I can fully feel comfortable recommending a Klockwerks windshield. Good people, great product. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, or shoot me a personal note on my Instagram account, which is Bodine52 as well, and be glad to help you out. So this is Bodine52, riding nice and calm out here today and enjoying the colder Michigan weather. Be safe, be vigilant, folks, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.